morning, boys and girls. My name is Miss Wilson.
And I'm Miss Buffet.
And we are fourth grade math teachers at Sally Humble Elementary. And today we will be doing a math lesson on rounding. So we will do some activities together. If you don't have a pencil and a paper, we're going to give you a few seconds to run and go grab that. So let's start with reviewing what is rounding. What is rounding? So rounding means making a number simpler, but keeping its value close to what it was. The result is less accurate, but it is easier to use. For example, 73 rounded to the nearest 10 would be 70, and that is because 73 is actually closer to 70 than it is to 80. Okay, boys and girls, you probably have rounded on the vertical number line. So, can y'all remind me, Miss Bethea, what does vertical mean?
Vertical means we're going up and down, up and down.
Very good. So what would be the point of rounding on a vertical number line?
I think the point of rounding on a vertical number line so you can actually see how the number you're rounding to, is it actually closer to the two numbers that you're rounding to. You can visualize what you're doing.
Very good. I agree. It shows what rounded number is closest to the actual number. And when you're rounding on the vertical number line, we use the midpoint between two numbers. Miss Bethea, what is a midpoint? What does that mean?
A midpoint basically means the halfway point in between two numbers.
Very good. I definitely agree. So let's practice finding some midpoints on a vertical number line. Okay, boys and girls, so if we need to know what the midpoint between 10 and 20 is, on your paper, let's draw a vertical number line. And your smaller number will go at the bottom, so we will have 10 down here, and we will have 20 up here. And our midpoint would be in the middle of the 10 and 20. Okay, boys and girls, so what is the midpoint? What is halfway between 10 and 20? Did you hear them say 15?
Yes, Miss Wilson, I heard them say the number 15.
Oh, absolutely. That is a great job, boys and girls. Okay, let's see if we can do that again. Okay, so this time we are finding the midpoint between 70 and 80. So once again, we will draw that vertical number line. What number goes at the bottom, boys and girls? Yes, very good. That is 70. And what number would go at the top? Oh, wonderful job. That is 80. Our midpoint would be in the middle. Miss Bethea, what is the midpoint between 70 and 80?
Miss Wilson, the midpoint between 70 and 80 will be 75.
Oh, very good. Now, the one we did before was we found the midpoint between 10 and 20, and the midpoint was 15. What do our midpoints have in common?
If boys and girls, if you said they have 5 in common, you are correct.
Very good. They both have 5 ones. Oh, I need to erase that. And let's try again. I think we have some bigger numbers this time. Oh, yes. So now we're going to find the midpoint between 200. Oh, here we go. 200 will be our bottom number because it is our smaller number, and 300 will be at the top. Okay, what is the midpoint between 200 and 300? What is that, Miss Bethea?
It will be 250.
Oh, there's that 5 again. 250. Great job, boys and girls. Okay. Ooh, now we're getting into those thousands, Miss Bethea.
Yes.
I wonder if we can do this. Here's our vertical number line. So we have 4,000. 5,000 is our top number. Okay, boys and girls, you think, what is the midpoint between 4,000 and 5,000? Did you hear 4,500,
Yes,
Miss
I did,
Bethea?
Miss Wilson. I heard them say 4,500. We have some very smart boys and girls who are watching MCS TV.
Yes, we certainly do. Okay. One more midpoint, I believe. Oh, Miss Bethay, this one looks like it might be a little confusing. Okay, boys and girls, now we're going to find the midpoint between 4,500 and 4,600. So, our bottom number will be 4,500. 4,600 is our top number. Okay, boys and girls, what will be the midpoint between 4,500 and 4,600? Miss Bethay, what is the answer?
It is 4,550.
Very good, boys and girls. I heard y'all say that also. That is a great job. So our thousands were the same this time, so they will remain the same. We were looking at the hundreds, and the difference between 4,500 and 4,600 is 100. Half of 100 is 50, so our midpoint is 4,550. Oh, and we have another midpoint to find. Okay, the midpoint between 850, and 860. And my handwriting is very terrible on this board. Okay, boys and girls, what is the midpoint between 850 and 860? Did I hear 855?
I think you did, Miss Wilson.
Oh, that is wonderful, boys and girls. I think y'all are almost ready to round on the number line. Okay, so now let's take that number line and actually round on it.
I'm going to round 87 to the nearest 10 using the vertical number line. So if I have 87, I know the number I'm going to start with will be 80 because of the number that's in the tens place. And if I'm going counting up, it's going to be 90. And my midpoint between 80 and 90 will be?
I know, 85.
85. Good job, boys and girls. Now I need to place 87 on the number line so I can know whether or not it rounds to 80 or 90. Miss Wilson, where do you think I need to put 87 on the number line?
I believe that 87 will fall between the 85 and the 90 in the top half of the number line.
So, Miss Wilson, what do you think 87 rounds to?
I believe that 87 will round to 90 because I can see on this number line that it is actually closer to 90 than it is to 80.
So, that tells me 87 rounds to 90. Boys and girls, did you get 90 when you rounded on a number line? What do you think, Miss Wilson?
I think they did, Miss Bethay. You know, we have smart boys and girls tuning in with us.
Let's look at our next example. We're rounding 562 to the nearest 100. So I'm going to draw my vertical number line, and we're rounding to the nearest 100, and I have a 5 in the hundreds place. So I know my number, my smallest number will be 500. And the next number I'm going to round to because I'm going to go up one. So it will be 600. Miss Wilson, what do you think the midpoint will be between 500 and 600?
I believe that's going to be 550.
550, I think so. I think that would be it too, Miss Wilson. So now I need to place 562 on the number line. If I look at that, if I'm counting, 562 falls between, what do you think, Miss Wilson?
I believe that the 562 is going to fall between the 550 and the 600.
So I'm going to put 562 here. So that tells me 562 is closer to 600 than it is to 500. So I am rounding 562 to the nearest 100 will be 600.
I agree. Great job, boys and girls. I hope y'all are following along with your pencil and paper and working along with us. Okay?
Now we're going to round 4,389 to the nearest 1,000. We're going to draw our vertical number line. I'm going to start out with 4,000 because I'm rounding to the nearest thousand. And I'm going to go up 1, which is 5,000. Now I have to find my midpoint between 4,000 and 5,000, Miss Wilson. What do you think it would be?
I believe that that is going to be 4,500.
Okay, boys and girls, look at your number line. I have 4,389. Do you think it will fall between 4,000 and 4,500 or 4,500 and 5,000? Miss Wilson, did you hear them say between 4,000 and 4,500?
I certainly did. We could not outsmart these boys and girls.
So I'm looking, I see 4,389 is closer to 4,000 than 5,000. So I know that 4,389 rounds to 4,000.
Okay.
Now we have 4,389 round to the nearest 100. The previous problem, we rounded this to the nearest 1,000. Now we're going to move to the nearest 100.
So, Miss Bethay, what will our numbers on our number line be? Will it be 4,000 and 5,000 again?
No, Miss Wilson, we'll have to use the number that's in the hundreds place because I'm rounding to the nearest 100. But I do keep my numbers that are in the thousands place. I just can't throw that 4 away.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to write 4,300.
Okay.
And if I'm in the hundreds place and I'm going up, it would be 4,400.
Oh, yes, I see. So I think I know what the midpoint would be.
What do you think it would be, Miss Wilson?
I think the midpoint will be 4,350.
4,350. You're correct, Miss Wilson. Now we have to figure out where we're going to place 4,389 on the number line. Do you think it's between 4,300 and 4,350? Or is it between 4,350 and 4,400?
Well, I know that 389 would not be before 350. So I say that 4,389 will go between 4,350 and 4,400.
So I'm going to put 4,389 here. And that tells me that it's closer to 4,400 than it is to 4,300. So 4,389 rounds to 4,400.
Is that what y'all had, boys and girls?
I think they do, Miss Wilson. We have some pretty smart boys and girls out there.
We are so proud of y'all. Okay, so this one now says rounding without the number line. So we use the number line to show that the rounded numbers are actually closer to the real number. That the number line gives us that visual. But we can also round without the number line. So let's see what that would look like. So these instructions tell us to round 5,896 to the nearest 100. So I would write my number to the nearest 100. So I would mark my place, ones, tens, hundreds. So the digit behind the digit we're rounding will tell me what is going to happen with that place that we're rounding. So I will look back here and I have a 9. Well, I know that 896 is going to be very close to 900. This 9 will tell this 8 to go up, and my 5,000 would stay the same. So 5,896 rounded to the nearest 100 would be about 5,900.
And Miss Wilson, I know the parents of our boys and girls would say, now, I know how to do this. This is how I rounded when I was in school.
Yes, Miss Bethay, this is how I rounded when I was in school also. So we do like to show the parents' way also. Let's see if we can do that again. Okay, so this time we are going to round 753 to the nearest 100 again. So once again, I will mark that place, The 7 is in the hundreds place. I will look to the digit behind it. That 5 will tell us what to do with that 7. Miss Bethay, what does that 5 tell that 7 to do?
That 5 tells that 7 that he must go up 1.
Oh, very good. So that will be an 8. And what happens to my digits behind the digit that I'm rounding?
All those digits will turn to 0.
They will turn to zeros. Okay, let's show. I'm just going to go ahead and put this number line on here again so we can see it side by side. So we were rounded 753 to the nearest hundred. So our bottom number will be 700. What will our top number be, Miss Bethay?
Our top number will be 800.
800. And our midpoint would be what, boys and girls?
750.
Very good. So 753 certainly does fall between, it's very close, but it falls between the 750 and the 800. So 753 is actually closer to 800 than it is to 700. Okay, I think we have one more of these. Round 12,243 to the nearest 10,000. And boys and girls, if you can't look at your number and know exactly what the 10,000s place is, it's always a great idea. Start at your ones and say them to yourself. Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands. There's my 10,000s place. Okay, so you mark that and you look at the digit to the right. Oh, what will that 2 tell that 1 to do? What does that 2 tell that 1 to do, Miss Bethay?
That 2 tells that 1 that the 1 needs to stay in place. So that 1 will stay the same.
So that will still be a 1. And what will happen to all these digits behind?
All these digits will be zeros.
Yes, ma'am. So 12,243 rounded to the nearest 10,000 is about 10,000. Great job, boys and girls. So now we have a little poem that we do in our classroom to help you remember those steps if you choose to not use the vertical number line. If you want to jot this down, you can. So the first line is mark your place. That's where we underline. Look to the right, and we always circle that number. 4 or lower, just sit tight. Meaning if that digit to the right is 4 or lower, being a 4, 3, 2, 1, or 0, your rounded digit just stays the same. 5 or higher, up it goes. Meaning if your digit to the right is 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, it tells that rounded digit to go up only by 1. And all the right digits become zeros, meaning all of your digits behind the digit you're rounding will become zeros. So if you write this down and you kind of say this to yourself as you're doing your rounding problem, I still say it to myself. Mark my place, look to the right, 4 or lower, just sit tight. 5 or higher, up it goes, and all the right digits become zeros. This will probably be helpful to you. Okay, so now
I'm going to practice rounding to the nearest 100. So my hundreds place, I'm going to mark my spot. I'm going to go to the right. I'm going to circle my 7. My 7 is 5 or more. So my 7 tells me my 4 will become a 5. And everything to the right will become zeros. 473 rounded to the nearest 100 will be 500.
very good. Keep going.
There we go. 4,856. I'm rounding to the nearest 100. So 8 is in the hundreds place. I'm going to mark my spot. I'm going to circle the number to the right. And that 5 tells me that my 8 will go up 1. And that will be a 9. Everything to the right becomes zeros. But everything to my left, I have to keep. So 4,856 rounded to the nearest 100 will be 4,900. 12,241 rounded to the nearest 100. Miss Wilson, what spot do I need to mark?
You need to mark this 2 right there because that is your hundredths place.
And I mark my spot and then I go to my right. What place is to my right, Miss Wilson?
That is the tens place.
The tens place. But that 4 in the tens place tell me what about that 2, Miss Wilson?
Does it tell that 2 to go down to a 1?
No, it does not. Because remember, in your poem, it doesn't say go down.
That's right. It says sit tight, which means stay the same or go up by 1. So I know that 4 tells that 2 to stay the same.
That 2 is staying the same and everything behind it turns to a
0.
Miss Wilson, do I just leave these numbers on the left out? Do I just drop them and let them go?
I don't think so, because I don't think it makes a lot of good math sense to say that 12,241 is about 200. That 12,000, I think that has to come with it.
Yes, so 12,241 rounds to 12,200.
Great job, boys and girls. And y'all are going to get to do a little more rounding.
Round to the nearest thousand. 12,759. Miss Wilson, what number is in the thousands place?
That 2.
That 2 is in the thousands place. So that means I circle the number to the right. And that number is what, Miss Wilson?
That is the 7. That is in the hundreds place.
That's in the hundreds place. So that 7 that's in the hundreds place tells me what about my 2, Miss Wilson?
That 7 tells that 2 to go up 1.
It tells that 2 to go up 1. So my 2 will go up to a
3.
And all of my numbers behind it to the right will turn to
zeros.
And I cannot leave off what, Miss Wilson?
That 1, that 10,000 has to come.
1. So 12,759 rounds to 13,000.
Yes.
Now I have 2,025. Miss Wilson, what number is in the thousands place?
That 2 right there.
That 2 right here. So what number do I need to circle?
That 0 right there.
That 0 right here. What does this 0 tell me about that 2?
Well, 0 falls in with 4 or lower, so I believe it tells that 2 to just sit tight.
So my 2 will stay the same. My 2 will not drop down to a 1.
No.
It will be a 2. And everything behind it to the right turns to
zeros.
Zeros.
Great job, boys and girls. Okay.
Now I have 56,555. I'm rounding to the nearest thousand, Miss Wilson. So if you forget what place is the thousands, we're going to start at the ones. Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s. Sometimes, boys and girls, I know you forget and you'll go to the first number in the thousands place. But the first number in this number in the thousands place is in the 10,000. But our direction says round to the thousands. So what number do I need to circle, Miss Wilson?
This 5 right here in the hundreds place.
So that 5 tells me what about my 6, Miss Wilson?
Well, that 5 is 5 or higher, so that 5 tells that 6 to go up.
To a
7.
And everything to the right turns to
zeros.
And I'm going to write my other numbers to the left, which is a 5. 56,555 rounds to 57,000.
Yes, ma'am, I agree. Boys and girls, we know y'all have those same answers also.
Yes.
That is all that we have for rounding today. We certainly hope y'all enjoyed it.
And again, I'm Miss Bethay.
And I'm Miss Wilson.
We teach 4th grade math at Sally Humble. And thank you for visiting us today on MCS TV.